All right, so we're going to set up our Mac Studio for Propresenter. It has been somewhat simplified, and everything is labeled. Pop it open. We'll see a couple of things. Cables and accessories. Your choice of mouse. I'm going to use this one because I like buttons. Turn it on. Agreed. You'll see this SSD drive. This is going to the ATEM Extreme for recording as well. We got that.
I like this keyboard more.
I was like impartial on keyboard,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna turn on the magic keyboard. Actually, I'm gonna turn it off because there's another keyboard over there. So, and then once we have this, and then last but not least, the brains. I'm gonna just kind of do it this way because this is where all the fun stuff's happening. Open up our cable, and you'll see everything it has been labeled.
Nice.
So first we're gonna grab the 2 Mac Studio, and this is going to ATEM Extreme. So we don't have the ATEM Extreme here, but we're still gonna plug it in. And this is like really doesn't matter where you plug it in.
Yeah.
Just make sure you plug it into the back. So we're gonna pretend this is the ATEM. No. You know what? Let's pause.
Okay. ATEM or
Back from the jump cut. While we are setting up the Mac Studio, we should also be ideally setting this up. We'll just plug it, we'll just put it right here. It'll be side by side in Sunday services, kind of like this. We'll plug this in. And we'll plug it in. So if you see here, external USB-A, external HD, USB-B, Mac. So we're actually referring here. So it'll probably be labeled sooner than later. We'll plug it into here.
doesn't matter which one of the USB ports.
To be
it goes
honest, it's the same.
Okay.
It's the same. Now, here it is. Second, you see 2 Mac Studio and 2 big monitor. I'm talking about this monitor. So we can plug it in here. Where is that? And then this doesn't matter where you plug. The monitor doesn't. The position really doesn't matter. And here, you'll notice I've actually taped off.
Nice.
Don't plug that in.
What are those parts? Just curious.
USB-C. This is like mini HDMI.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because so simple explanation. This delivers both power and data.
Okay.
We got that. Next, we're gonna plug one of the end to the Mac Studio here, and the other one to input 2.
This one's not directional, right?
This one's not directional, but I've labeled it so that.
Yeah, just to make it easier.
Yep. Let's see, ATEM Extreme, and since we got this Samsung SSD, I'm talking about this SSD.
Yep.
Not the blue one, but the black one.
Does it matter which one you use? You want
Yes.
to use the black one?
Black one.
Okay.
2 terabytes, and this one is faster than the blue one.
Okay.
Faster meaning it has more cache, it has more storage space.
Like you're saying, for this, it doesn't matter
No.
what plugs into where.
But we're just standardizing A for the SSD
Okay.
and B for the computer. Sure. We got that plugged in. Last but not least, we don't have the wireless HDMI transmitter here, but we'll plug this in. And then you will have the HDMI, the transmitter. Let's pause. Jump cut again. Just look for the red one.
Okay.
You can see red one's the transmitter. I'm not gonna power it on, but I'm just gonna plug it in.
Yeah.
The bottom is red, the screw, the mount, tripod mount is red. Receivers that you'll put on the TV has the blue.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
we'll put,
We just call it like. Should we use the ones that are labeled monitor? Or?
yes,
Okay.
it should be already labeled.
Okay.
So I need to find the right ones and put it in. So this one, ignore the label, it's just for practice settings.
Okay, got it.
And we'll plug it in here. And battery will be in here, powered on, obviously. So this is, and then last but not least, I happen to have the cable, but we'll have a USB-B camera coming in from the audio mixer, plug it into USB-A here.
Okay. No, you're good.
Okay, we can stop.
Sorry.
Okay, back from another jump cut. Once we're done, press the power button. And then if we look in the front, you will see right here the little power light. And then it should log in automatically into our Propresenter setup.
For some reason, it doesn't auto log in. It's like the login info.
Okay,
written down
so
somewhere.
I will put that down.
Okay.
I'm gonna log out. For some reason, it should auto log in. But for some reason, if it doesn't auto log in, password is 1555.
1555.
Oh, you know what? It'll help to turn on
The keyboard.
the keyboard. 1555. And I'll label that. I'll put a label on here so it's obvious.
Alright.
Yeah, please don't go in here. This is all my personal stuff. You don't want to see. I'm just. So once we got that, right now, as of today's date, April 12th, we're still staying on 7.15.
Okay.
But 7.16.2 seems to be pretty stable. So I don't really have any preference, but we'll stay in 7.15. But 7.162, they're essentially the same. Once you get that open, let me see if I can button this up.
Before you show this stuff, could I ask a couple questions about the
Yes.
TIM connections?
Okay, we can stop here.
Okay.
So once we have that loaded up, it should be populated,
Yep.
and you are good to go.
Okay.
Okay, so I didn't run the pre-roll, so that's my bad.
So like in the absolute worst case scenario, something happens to the ATEM and like the ATEM just loses all its configuration. Is there a way to like back up the config
Yes.
and then like restore it back so that way you don't have to like do it from scratch?
Yep. File. It should be auto-saved,
Okay.
and it will save startup state, so it's going to bring us this state.
Okay.
But for some reason, if something happens, it's like default for whatever reason.
Or if say this one just like breaks and you have to replace it for
Right.
whatever reason.
I'm gonna save this as under documents. Actually, you know what I'm gonna upload it to our Google Drive. Let me see. Propresenter, their media, epicenter. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna save it as under documents. New folder. ATEM settings. And then we'll say ATEM Extreme Marshall 2024. We're gonna save everything.
Okay.
Okay.
So like if
So
worst
if-
case scenario something happens,
Yep.
like you can just load that or
Yep, you
would
can
it be
Restore.
restore and then you just have to find that file
Exactly.
and then it'll just
Okay.
Yeah, right here.
Cool.
ATEM 2024
Cool.
XML. But I am not obviously going to do that because we don't need it.
Right, but if for some reason we
If for
have to
some
do
reason.
it-
Yep.
Okay, nice.
So, okay. So, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, you may or may not have to do this. Depends. But once you plug everything, everything's good to go. Last thing we need to do is setting inputs. So, under inputs, make sure this is set. And click Blackmagic Design. And then video should, and then we should have a video picture if we actually had a camcorder
Right.
with the actual input. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna cut to MP.
Okay, just so we can like
Yeah,
see
we
something.
just, so we will see that.
Okay.
Under audio, Blackmagic Design. Don't it's already being delayed within ATEM Extreme, so you don't have to go through that. Routing should be 3 and 4. It should be on the document that Annalyn and everybody else has prepped.
Nice.
Let's see. Under audio, This is fine. That's the inspector. It's just kind of like listening to without. Don't touch the inspector.
Okay.
This should not be in italics. If it is in italics, there should be another one that's like not in italics. SQ. So we'll select SQ audio, and then routing. It'll be just channels 1 and 2. This is what Propresenter is going to send the audio to the mixer via USB. All right, and then once we got that too, last but not least, nope. Don't do this on a Sunday. Don't update on a Sunday unless you like chaos. Under capture settings, we're gonna go into audio routing. 3 and 4. That's the audio it's going to send
To the live stream.
Yep.
Okay.
So under inputs, let's see, settings, inputs. You know how we routed the audio out to 3 and 4, and so that's the audio that's coming into the Mini Extreme, that's getting sent to Propresenter into channels 3 and 4. Propresenter channels 3 and 4.
Okay. So you just basically have to match it up.
Yep.
Okay.
So 1 and 2 is getting sent to the mixer, and that's our like stereo file, like anything that's like, say, I run pre-roll. So I don't know if you'll see it here. This is the audio that Propresenter is sending to the mixer. These two.
Okay.
And if we have everything wired up and whatnot, if it's coming in properly, you should see this two kind of go like a little bit like, if it peaks up like even a quarter of a second later, you should see it peak up. It kind of in similar step.
But it's like lagging behind because it's delayed.
Exactly, and we want that because it's not coming in at the same time. So welcome to Epicenter. So at 9:50 we're gonna hit. So if you haven't noticed by now, it says pre-roll starts automatically at 9:40 a.m. on Sunday morning. So that is true. I need to readjust the label. Streaming will start automatically at 9:45 a.m.
Okay.
And you can confirm that by viewing calendar. It is not. Okay, I need to add that to the calendar because it got erased.
Weird.
Yeah, it's okay. Pre-roll starts at 9:40 a.m. Good thing I checked. Sunday, action, macro, pre-roll, and then we can test.
I have a question.
Yes.
Let's say like the pre-roll thing starts, but for some reason the computer crashes and we need to reboot. Like, how would we resume the live stream?
Oh, okay. So for some reason, I'm just going to record to desk.
Okay.
For some reason, I am not. Okay, I'm gonna have to redo this tomorrow. Let me where's the record? There it is, destination disk.
Okay.
Okay, start capture. So we're in this.
Yeah.
But for some reason,
Computer dies or something.
Yeah, let's say.
Crashes.
So, oh my gosh. Oh no, Propresenter just died.
Yeah.
Never mind the fact that I force quit.
Okay.
Don't panic.
So yeah, after rebooting.
Just rebooting. If it shows this, great. Then just hit resume.
Oh. Okay, that's good.
If not, just wait about a couple of minutes, and then just capture again.
Okay.
Or you just click start capture again.
Yeah, start
it
capture.
just-
It'll do whatever it was.
Got it.
I'm just gonna put it back into live stream destination RTMP, and I need to put in the key again.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna put one more thing here. If for some reason that disappears, set up and sound check.
If what disappears?
If for some reason the key disappears, I'll load. You can always load up. Let me unlink.
What do you mean by the key?
Oh, so when you live stream, there's like a key that YouTube needs.
It's a password.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
You can always open this setup and sound check 00 setup and sound check. We'll link, and then you can quick edit, and then you can copy.
Oh, the keys there. Okay.
Yeah, that's our password.
Oh.
Copy.
Oh, hey, it's
Okay.
the
Capture settings. That did not work, by the way.
Oh.
boo.
So I gotta put in the. So. No.
V.
And then, if for some reason you do need the RTMP server, you can always go into studioyoutube.com and it'll bring us right to our channel, create, go live. So right now, and then I just click on our Sunday stream. You can copy and you can paste that in.
Interesting.
I'm just gonna close it. Hopefully it'll save. Because I don't want it actually streaming right now.
Right.
Because if it does, people will see it and it's like, what? Sunday service already?
Surprise.
Surprise. And then, you know what? Edit. I'll put that in here as well. I'm gonna get rid of this because it did not work for us. RTMP. And to be honest, this is like everybody knows this if they're streaming live to YouTube.
Okay.
And you should put that in the document somewhere. Okay, so that is it. I think for Sunday setup recording, that's good. And if you want to record this for your own edification, you can go ahead and do so. And this is going to be how I usually do my workflow.
Okay.
So
if you can send me like what you recorded,
yeah,
that'd be.
I'm gonna upload it on YouTube.
Okay. Because I know.
I know we did it last year, but
yeah,
it's
I'm gonna forget if I don't see it or practice.
By the way, you guys can download Propresenter.
Huh?
You guys can download Propresenter, and then you can, as long as you don't the only difference between the one you download and one that's activated is the output screen will just flash the logo on and off every minute.
Whatever.
Yeah. So
If you're practicing or whatever, or
exactly
doing stuff, it's fine. Yeah.
What I usually do on a new Sunday, go to Planning Center Service.
So I guess another question, like when you're creating the what do you call it, like the service,
Mm-hmm.
do you usually just do it directly on this Mac, or do you do it on like another computer and then move it over?
I do it on this Mac.
Okay.
So
I imagine it's easier that way.
It's easier
right?
that way. It is tied into my Google Drive account, Google Cloud. I can share that directory with you guys, but that's it takes up 4 or 5 gigs.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
So I don't know how or alternatively I can give you a USB sync, but that also has its quirks. So it's just easier.
I feel like it's easier to just have the actual. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So every Wednesday or so, I go to Planning Center Service, and then I scroll down all the way to Sunday Service. It should already be loaded up. So John Ho is loaded up to July 21st, and let's just take April 21st as a victim.
Okay.
So when you do that, does this pull from
Planning Center?
It pulls from PCO Online.
Yep. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this. Services. Yep. And this is for your reference more than anything else. So Sunday service, April 21st. So we got setup and sound check, as you can see. Sunday overview, pre-service gathering. We got pre-service worship, new song, worship and call. We got all of the basics in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So once we got that loaded up, so first things first, I just go straight down from pre-roll downward. And that's just to have it so that if for some reason the macro fails, this Sunday it wasn't gonna run because it got deleted for one reason. So pre-roll, we got the pre-roll. And always look for Sunday service elements.
Okay.
Hit the enter button to link. Pre-service worship.
And then when you link that, it's how do you say it? This thing, it's this exists as a library object or something.
Yeah, it's a file. It's a file, right?
Okay.
So in Propresenter 6, you could go into the library and drag you can drag that in, the songs and whatnot elements to your playlist, right? Same idea.
So I guess like I guess kind of my question here is like if say like this thing here like for something for the pre-service worship items like you're like I want to change something like for all the Sunday services moving on. If you change this like
It'll change.
it'll change
Yep.
because you're changing that object
Exactly.
that gets referenced.
Exactly. That it changes that file, presenter file. So I'm just gonna go adjust the welcoming call to worship. I'm intentionally ignoring the songs.
Right, because like at this point like you might not know what the songs are yet.
Exactly.
Okay.
So intercession. And this is a good exercise because it will help me. Offering. Children's blessing. And then announcements. So far it's pretty simple, right?
Yeah.
And then sermon, which we don't have yet. Song we don't have yet. And then benediction.
So I guess really the only things that change from week to week, it's really just the sermon and the songs, correct?
Yep. So for this one, you notice this is the older theme, right?
Yeah.
So if for some reason you get older themes in our thing, right click, themes, Sunday looks, and this I'm gonna try to delete, but just section title. And so you see it's now matching with the current theme. The live stream view, and then this one as well, likewise, theme, and then I think this would be the closest background. And then, actually no, the intercession has its own theme, but for the most part, general text slide, you just use background. For intercession, we have a separate theme. I think it says response, but I think it should be the same. So you can either quick edit, or you can hit the edit. And
Is that an image? That entire thing?
that is an image.
Okay. Well then.
And
Okay.
bold. We can list it. For some reason, the list wasn't on there.
Who creates these backgrounds?
Ashley Patingo.
Okay, got it.
And then I transport it over as much as one-on-one as I can.
Okay.
So there it is.
Okay, sweet.
And then, so for the most part, like these, you don't have to do anything too drastic.
Sure.
Now the tricky part is
you might need to like change names or stuff like that.
The tricky part is the announcement slides.
Okay, I was about to ask about that because
So
changes.
So I'm gonna duplicate one by holding Option button. See the plus? I'm gonna duplicate one. Let's say this is next week. We're gonna have another slide. Now, usually put in on this computer. Is it this? Yeah, in the second epicenter. I usually make a folder week by week.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna use this one, and then John Ho will get you the slides for the announcement that's going on that week. We're gonna try to minimize the announcements so that we don't have to do too much work on it, or we'll create all of them beforehand so you can just click the one status. That is. Let's say we want to create serve team.
Serve.
Yeah. I'm gonna drag this here. And it's got, so what's going on is I just replaced the media, like images, moving.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
that
you like kept all the other properties.
So basically, this works in that video, media, then slide objects, then props, messages. So it's on a cake. It's like a 3D cake.
Or it's layers, right?
Yeah, layers. So you got video on the bottom, then you got the media. So right here, and you got the slide.
So what you just did is like you kept all the other layers the same. You just changed the what's it called the
image.
media layer.
Media layer. So what I'm doing for our announcements, the media layer is going into the TV,
Okay.
but the slide layer is going into the stream.
Lives. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just a heads up, your phone battery's like at 30%.
That's fine. Edit slide. So, interested in serving, join the serve team. Okay, so I edited the slide. So here we go.
Okay.
Now, obviously, since I duplicated the existing slide, it knows what to do. But for some reason, if that gets wiped out, right click, add action, audience look, and you're going to pick in-house media online slide. And I'm going to like get rid of a lot of these looks because they're like extra duplicated.
Yeah.
And occasionally you have this that you just want an in-house.
Okay.
And this one I just deleted the slide layer. It's the same action, but I just deleted the slide layer. But if I want to show this to both, I would use edit action. I'm just going to use edit action.
There's like a look for that.
Yep. Would be same look.
Okay, so that just means.
Yeah, same thing gets split out into the house and online. And that's what you'll be doing a lot for the sermons when Pastor John is, if Pastor John's doing it. And I think even if somebody else is doing the sermon, I just make it easier on yourself into the same look.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so you're not like, but I'm going to edit back into in-house only because I have a feeling. Yeah, I have a feeling this is not going to be like going out into the. I don't know. I can always make. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, sermon. Let's pull up a sermon. So what I usually end up doing is, this is the one thing. So I'm going to duplicate and rename 14. And then once I'm in the duplicated one, I am going to delete all of these because we're not.
Ooh, I got a warning message. Some features are disabled to
Yeah, that's fine.
temperature.
You can ignore that.
Okay.
So once again, theme. Like I said, you shouldn't have to worry about these themes. For this one, the look is host name set. So like these section headers, host name set. So that's the look. And then Pastor John usually gives sermon slides as images.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pull up last week's sermon.
You just drag those in.
Yeah, drag it in, drag and drop. And then for his sermons, don't get fancy.
Same look.
Same look.
Okay.
So we got the same look. And then under macro, you can go in-house only after about a few seconds on the online
Okay.
folks.
So you clear out the
Yep.
in-house. Okay.
Yep. And then we're gonna drag that.
You don't clear out the in-house. You clear out
Exactly.
the live stream.
Exactly. So once we got that sermon.
So when you do it, do you usually like what would you call it? Like instead of putting like the sermon slides directly into the what's the term? Like instead of putting it directly into the like the playlist.
Yeah, I edited it first, and then
you put it into you put it into the sermon thing first, and then you drag the sermon thing in. Okay.
Mostly because I just want to like copy and paste these two slides.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you can whatever works for you.
Sure.
Go for it. I'm gonna delete that. And then now, last but not least, I'm gonna give you one tip. I'm gonna go into this tomorrow's service. If you are able to, for the songs, put in CCLN number.
From Propre, you mean? Or?
Propre. No. Planning Center.
Planning Center.
From PCO.
Yeah.
Okay.
From PCO, put CCLI number.
Okay. Oh, and then it'll automatically pull it in?
No.
Or?
That way you can copy and paste.
Okay.
Let's say for next Sunday, John's going to put in this section. I'm just gonna put in a random number.
Oh, you can search for the song by the CCLI number.
Yep.
And then in theory, all the lyrics should be like correct already.
In theory.
In theory.
So let's say.
So when you do that search by the CCLI number, does that search like our internal database, or does that
No,
like
CCLI.
it's okay. So like after you pull it in, you kind of have to like format it.
Yep. So let's say he's pulling in this one for a reason.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna copy and paste one.
Actually, I guess you could either get the CCLI number and then pull it from like the database, or like if I know like it's a song like we've like played the song before, like we could also
We should
search.
already if it's already there, you should have it.
Okay.
But for some reason,
If it's like a new song.
it's a new
then-
song.
Okay. So like would your suggestion be if it's like an existing song, just pull it from our like internal
Exactly. If it's already
offline
existing.
database?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So check this one first. Obviously, it's not showing up, right?
Yeah. If it's our
So if it's already in there, it'll pop up like that.
okay.
But if it's not, it won't pop up here. But this one, it should pop up. Important link. And then it should already be formatted. But if it's not, go to themes, verses only, and then worship songs, playlist, none, or you can even import it automatically like that. And import. And then it should already be formatted, but we need to add looks to it. Otherwise, it's gonna be like this.
Oh yeah, lyrics over the
Yep. So themes.
video.
I'm sorry.
Or do you just add like a blank slide in the beginning for this CCLI? Okay.
So worship verse. And then I'm just gonna, let's say he's doing that one. Praise will be my song. So what you can do is really just cheat.
I'll copy it from one of the...
Copy, yep. Copy,
Nice.
paste. And then this, I will drag it up into the first slide. And then this one I make into the blank group. So that way, theoretically, you could just put the looks in the first slide and go that way. But I put the looks on every slide.
Oh, in case you have to skip around.
Exactly.
I think it's better to do
Yeah.
that. 'Cause sometimes we 100% like skip around.
Yep, for sure. So I'm gonna just pop into this one because there's like really nothing to feedback on. So you can see this is the copy of the live stream.
Yeah.
And you can see it here, but you can also see it here. Remember the first slide, we'll always have that CCLI information. Try to display that for at least a couple of seconds because we're obligated to do that.
Right. I get the impression it's one of those things like you're supposed to do it, but I don't think anyone's like gonna really give you a hard time if you forget or something.
So intercession. Da, da, da. And then we got the last time we did intercession, the fire happened there. So these are the things where I would go same look.
Right.
And then one thing I would do, if somebody gives you a picture like vertically, I think I made it as a slide object, right? Yeah, slide object. And then you might want to put shape, rectangle. Make this black. Oh, come on. Oh, it's under shape. I'm in the wrong. So that way, we're not gonna have like random video pop up on the bottom. I'll show you what I mean. NDI test patterns. This is just for internal testing purposes. NDI, it's like networking video.
Okay.
Come on. Where is my test patterns? There it is.
Oh, I guess you're saying because like if you don't put that black rectangle there, like it might just pull random colors or whatever.
Or the video
from
background
Yeah.
will still be
Yep, see
live.
that? See that?
I see.
Yeah, that would be the video.
Yeah, that would be the video. 7.16 onward has like the nifty function where they'll stretch the video background out, blur it, or this picture, blur it, and then just do that automatically for you. Otherwise, you have to do it manually. Not worth it, I don't think. Just put a black rectangle.
Okay.
Okay, so that's pretty much it. You may have certain instances where you may need to do this. But otherwise, yeah, don't ignore this graphic glitch because it's feeding on itself.
Yeah.
We can do that even. So that's pretty much it. All right, I think. Yeah, that would be the hardest thing, like basically. And as for pre-roll and post-roll video, post-roll you don't have to touch. Pre-roll, I'll figure this out with Josh Ogoldis. Either will not play this, like, hold on. Where is it? Like John Ho, Josh and I will come up with a plan. Either we'll just like have this announcements for the 2 weeks that I'm gone the same, so you don't have to worry about it. Because we play some of the slides like this
Right.
for pre-roll as a video file, right? So either you'll ignore it or just like have it saved for the 2-3 weeks that I'm gone. Because you have to go into Canva, you have to download it. And then if I have to teach you guys Canva, there's another layer of complexity that adds to it.
Oh, because you're saying that's a video file. It's not just a picture file.
Okay.
Although, yeah, I do it as a video file because it's easier. I mean, you could just drag and drop in the picture, set it for 15 seconds, and then just have it go to the next one. But I don't know. But that's one of those things like, hey, I think it's easier just drag and drop in the picture and let Propresenter handle it. Great, we can do it that way.
Okay.
Yep. So that's pretty much it in terms of how I do the services. And then once you're done, so the sermon is one of those things you'll probably be waiting until.
Yeah, till like later.
Yeah, later or the day of.
Day of, oh man.
I feel like usually Pastor John gives it before, right?
Right,
Saturday
he usually
afternoon.
gives him Saturday evening.
Okay.
But I don't want to hold you to the same level. Like do it a Saturday like before you go to sleep when you have to come to church Sunday at 6 a.m. So 7 a.m. So we'll figure out something to that effect if we can get to it. Otherwise, we'll just do it in a day of. We'll do the pictures the same way. Just do the pictures. Keep it simple.
Okay.
All right.
That's another question here is like in the beginning when you were making the playlist. So when you could you show that part again? So
Thinking.
Planning Center Services.
where do you go? It's like more.
So Library Plus,
Okay.
Planning Center Services,
Okay.
and then we're gonna scroll straight down until Sunday Services, and then you can pull out the date.
And then that's pulling like the info from PCO. But say like if PCO like if all the songs and everything are already set in PCO, like is it smart enough to like pull the song as well, or it just pulls like the
title.
what do you call it? Like it when you do this like and you pull it from PCO, it's just kind of pulling like the skeleton, right? And
Yeah,
then
just the skeleton.
You still have to add all the objects
Yeah.
in? Okay.
I tried to do it that way, but it was like it's getting too inconsistent throughout
Okay.
week to week, so I did disable that feature.
So it'll just pull the skeleton in and then you
Yeah.
just gotta drag
Exactly.
the objects in. Okay. Interesting.
Yep.
And then as far as the playlist, you just create a new playlist for every Sunday.
Every
right?
Sunday.
So
Correct.
like if you look back, there'd be playlists going back like all the past Sundays, unless you delete them.
I
because-
delete them.
Okay.
It's not really necessary.
Yeah.
Like really and even the sermons, like I keep the slides, the keynote slides that Pastor John sends. Otherwise it's like a text slide, so like that one is like. So that's pretty much it in terms of getting that set up.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead.
Another question is like
Yes.
on the sermon object. So I guess same question is for the playlist. Do you like create different objects for each week's sermon?
Yeah.
Okay.
So new presentation file for
Okay.
And the easiest way of doing it is duplicate and then rename.
And then I assume like every now and then you'll like clear out the older ones,
Yep.
right? Because you don't need them going back to like
Exactly.
last year or whatever.
I do actually keep them on the sermon archives.
Oh, you do? Okay.
But like it only goes back to 2023. These are all the text. But the background's all gone because it's like graphics and whatnot.
Oh, interesting.
Yep.
Huh.
It's like when I used to do, like for some folks, you may have to do it this way.
What do
Like
you mean?
some people, like this one's the Pastor John one, and you can obviously see
Uh-huh.
because it's all the graphics.
It's all picture, like his are all like, he gives you like the actual picture.
Yep.
Files.
Keynotes.
Uh-huh. Versus,
Oh, right. That's the last thing I need to cover. Okay, so we're on that. So Bible verses. So we're editing this. And Bible, we need to say John 3, 10 through 16 for some reason. And it's under, we got ASB, ESV, KJV, NASB 1995, NIV, NKJV, NLT, Revised, the Message in the World English Bible.
is there like one we usually pull?
Generally NIV.
NIV? Okay.
Okay.
And this we have the copyrights for already purchased.
Okay.
So options. So show verse number, yes. Display translation, yes. And each verse will be a single. And then the theme, you shouldn't have to touch this, but if you do for some reason, Bible. And then we're going to hit enter.
I think you misspelled John.
Oh.
So it'll, you know what? I did not do the right way. Break a new verse. There we go.
Ah, okay.
So
Okay.
we got the verses, right?
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is, instead of save as, copy to selected presentation, which is the sermon,
Uh-huh.
which is where it's gonna go mostly, like 99% of the time, right?
Yep.
So here we go. And then obviously this is not the right look for the online folks, right? So we're gonna select all the Bible slides, right click, add action, audience look, Bible LT. And then that'll get the right.
Wait, what? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's see, where am I? There it is.
Cool.
Yep. So that way you don't have to worry about. And if you need to for some reason, but like I said, during the weeks I'm not here, don't do it this way, unless like if somebody else is doing the sermon. If Pastor John just gives you the files.
Oh, like he usually has the verses already in his
Keynote.
So just like leave it.
Yeah,
Okay.
just leave it.
Oh.
Yeah, and just do the or. Even edit action. Remove action. Remove all audience look. Add action. Audience look. You can even do the same look, to be honest.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. And then if somebody, and then like, they give you okay, I need to add this slide, this slide, this slide. I'm just gonna make something up. I don't know. just do it like this. Just like keep it simple.
Okay.
Just keep it the same look.
Okay.
Just generate the slide like that and just keep it same. And then just just after you do that, you just clear it at the same time, or just click on the in-house macro here.
Right.
So the people will see this. If you do this,
Okay.
Cool. Yep, I think. And then once you're done, quit Propresenter is gonna save and quit.
Okay.
Yeah, generally save and quit, so you don't have to really worry about. Because usually Propresenter will save all the changes going, but for some reason on this computer, whatever.
Better.
Cancel for now, and then whoever is going to do. And to be honest, like this nameplate, I think you can always like copy and paste or just edit, right edit, quick edit is your friend. For worship, for some reason, come on, this is not right.
When you say not right, like what do you mean?
The look or
Or like the it doesn't flow right for some reason.
oh, the lyrics?
Yeah,
Oh,
Like the way they're grouped, you mean?
Yeah, the way they're grouped. like let's say this is a super slow song. Coming, what you da, da, da. Then you can always go into the reflow
Can you show how to get into reflow?
right here.
Oh, okay. There's a button.
There's a button, and then you can, for some reason, you want like
You can just put a page break in.
page break with option enter.
option enter. Okay.
Option enter.
Is there a way to like right click or something like that?
Not that I know of.
No.
No.
Okay. I guess not.
Option enter.
Maybe it was the older version.
Option enter.
Yep, that's your page break. It might have been the older version.
Okay.
You can do it either in the reflow or in the edit screen.
Same thing. Option enter.
Yep.
Cool.
Do you know like if I'm using the other like the Windows keyboard, what
I believe it's
is it Control?
Alt or Control Enter.
Okay.
I think it's Alt Enter.
Alt enter. Okay.
All right.
Any other questions?
So if
And then finally, like you're happy with what you got here. This is like this week's.
Yeah.
And if you wanna like duplicate it, you can duplicate, and then you can save this as a convert to standard playlist, and then it's not going to be affected by the changes if you accidentally press the refresh button. You said update available, so if you click it, it's gonna pull up some of the updates it need be. I don't think there's any more other updates than sermon. So
when you say it pulls updates like
from Planning Center.
okay, like if someone added like another section for some reason,
Right,
which usually doesn't happen this late in the week, right?
Right. So this little what is it? This little arrow right here,
Okay.
the refresh button, that will pull out the latest changes. But if you do it usually on Saturday evening of, everything should be set.
Okay.
And the only thing you would really have to like look for is, okay, what are the announcements for that week and who's doing what. So for this week, Josh Patingo is doing the giving. That doesn't update automatically, so you have to go into Planning Center and look.
Oh, right. Like you just have to look who's doing the announcements and just manually update their names.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if you want to wait until Sunday morning to do it, you're more than welcome to. I don't know how much time you'll have.
Right. I always feel like it's better to do as much stuff as you can up front.
Yep.
Because I remember like what is it pre-COVID.
Mod days.
That was crazy. Like I remember pre-COVID. I don't know how we got all the stuff done because like we were setting everything up or setting the stage and we were like
And then we're
sometimes
like,
we'd still be like doing the stuff on Propre as well. I'm like, how the heck did we get all that stuff done?
so that's pretty much it.
Alrighty. You want me to stop recording now?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.